See if you guys can hear me over the lumber wagon here. So we've been running around half the day today from Amish sawmill to Amish sawmill, trying to get 1x10s to finish closing this thing up. We got a good stint of warm weather coming. I'd like to get the big doors on both gable ends built this weekend. I'd like to finish closing up the second floor and finish closing up the first floor. And so that's where we're at. But yeah, these guys are all out of lumber all over the place. The last place I stopped at, he's got piles of what I need, but unfortunately he's not home, and I didn't want his wife offered to come out and help, but I didn't want the poor girl to have to trudge out there and load boards for an hour. So we're gonna come back here, I guess about 4 o'clock. He should be home, and see what I can buy off of him. So, but anyway, that's what we're doing today. We're going to be working on putting some more siding up, but right now it seems really all we're working up is burning up diesel. So anyway, I'll see you guys on the other side of it. You guys want me to pretend like one of those goofballs who doesn't know the camera's set up and running, so I can kind of pretend like you're not even here, and then all of a sudden I just turn around and say, "Hey, how you guys doing today? Geez, surprised you're here." Nah, that's not my style, but it sounds good, doesn't it? Anyway, we made 4 trips today to the Amish to try to get lumber. I hit up 3 sawmills. The first 2 didn't have enough. The third one, he wasn't home when I went there earlier. Went back later on towards dark. He was there, and we got the rest of the materials to close this damn thing in. So I'm going to work on tonight because we're supposed to get another round of weather coming through. It was 6 below zero here this morning. It's supposed to be up to 40 tomorrow. Big weather swings this time of year. I'm surprised the wind's not just blowing us all over the place tonight, but we're going to take advantage of it. So the next round of wind and rain looks like it's supposed to come out of the southwest and west. So I am tired of coming in here and having a bunch of water, a bunch of snow, stuff like that. So we're going to start getting doors on this thing and start building at least. I want to try to get 1 up tonight. So what we're going to do with these, because I don't have hinges strong enough yet to put these on, and I will be getting them though. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get them mounted, screw them into the framework of the door. We got to do the casing and all that in the door stops, which are going to be 2x4s all the way around. I'll screw it up in place. We are putting a smaller man door in that half closest to the house, and that'll hinge inside so that snow sitting against it, I won't have to fight to get open. Now, I have debated in my head constantly how I want to do these doors. Do I want to go, I was throwing back and forth the idea, do I want to go with big sliders? Do I want to go with swinging doors? And I've settled on swinging doors because I could recess them in and keep the water from running down behind them and rotting out these timbers here on the corners. Now, I could get away with sliding doors, but to me that just makes a little bit more sense for where I am and what we're doing. But these doors are so wide, they're going to need some really beefy hinges to hold them up in place. So we're going to have to I'll be mindful of that. I'm debating on whether I'm going to forge the hinges myself. I may do that because we're going to need some long ones to support these things. Or I may just see what the hardware store has, but chances are I'm not going to find exactly what I want anyway. But, so there are going to be 2 doors here. They're going to swing out. We'll have to put some stops on them so they can't swing, so the wind can't take them and just rip them off the hinges, because as you guys know, it is pretty windy around here a lot of times. Being right off the end of the Great Lakes and all that good stuff. But we're also going to form them to the braces coming down. So we've got to trim this out up the post. I've started it here, up the brace and across. So I want it to form because, like I said, I want these to recess in. I want them flush with the outside siding by the time we're said and done. It'll just, to me, I think it'll just make be a lot easier to seal up. Plus, I won't be fighting the big heavy sliders. I was gonna do like a double or triple sliding door, but my only options with those were to go, if I could do two, but I'd have to take my track past the side of the barn quite a bit because these doorways go well beyond the halfway point in the barn. The other thing I could have done was a double sliding door, but then that leaves me with the same issue I want to avoid, is weather getting in where those doors meet and stuff like that. So now some of you are going to say, well, why can't you just trim that out farther to avoid that? I don't want to do that. I want them flush. So anyway, we're going to get to work. I'm going to put you in time lapse, everybody's favorite. We'll put some, maybe we'll do some goofy music tonight. Who knows? Maybe we'll find some reggae or something to throw in there. We'll see. Whatever Mike Hagdahl feels like tonight. So anyway, let's get moving. We've wasted enough day chasing lumber. So each door here is going to be 87¼ inches wide, and we'll make them probably 87 just so when they close I can close them up decent. But anyway, instead of cutting 8 boards the wrong way, I just want to take one of them for the door planks and just kind of work it all the way across this high part here and then make sure everything fits. That way I'm not cutting 8 boards totally wrong. Try not to trip, that's all I need. Beautiful. Excellent. Yes, I am aware I'm going to be cutting this corner off, but I still like to do this step. So we got the first one done. I'll toenail or I'll toe screw every single one of these on one side, and that'll suck them in tight together. Now, these are 2.5-inch screws. This is 2-inch thick material, and by the time you get done, it's 2 inches. I'm trying to avoid a bunch of screws popping through. Here, just from doing that, I've opened up 1/8 of an inch gap, and every couple boards go through and check. Make sure you're still running decent. Now watch these 2 boards here. These 2 gaps should kind of close up. As tight as we're going to get it. The way I'm screwing these in, they're not poking through the other side. And watch this one, it should tighten that right up. Well, let's see how bad the wind drowns us out. So, I didn't get this done the other night like I wanted to. Ended up with a good fever and some chills. Like I said, the disease bags are bringing their stuff home. But come out here this morning to this trim board on top. Snapped right in half right at that knot right there. So, and that was just from the weight of the board. So obviously we can't use that on there now. So what we're going to do, instead of, I got thinking about it, I think maybe it would be better if I put maybe a 1x10 on the top and the bottom, because really quite a bit of weight here on this thing that it's got to support. And I think it would just be a lot easier, a lot better in the long run, to have it, just to have a wider board on there. So get these all lined up again. Looks like they did quite a bit of moving on me too. Oh, there we go. Get these bottoms squeezed in as best we can. All right. One by on there. Isn't that the way it goes here? Because all this is going to get trimmed off. That looks good. See what happens. So I've got to cut this door off because I'm making it to fit the profile, the brace, and the bent and all that. So this is the piece that broke off on the knot. So before I cut this off, I want to get this screwed on because for one, it'll make a nice guy to rip this down. The other thing, if I just go and hack this off without this piece, I don't have any support up there. You know, we'll just figure get it done, make it a little easier to work with. Do-do-do-do. Well, I must have done something right, because when I measured down the braces, they came out exactly the same measurement, so hopefully this fits nice up there. Nice to have something go right. What I like about working with green wood, it doesn't split out so bad on you when you're running screws into it. This stuff was dry, it would you'd probably split off every time you go to do anything with it. Now as this lumber dries, obviously I'm going to have quite the gaps in here. That's not a big deal, we can deal with that. We'll probably put bats on it just to seal those up. But I'll let it get a season of drying and shrinking first. There, now let's trim this guy off. Get this blocked up. I get a block under here so I don't cut everything out. Let's see what happens. Save the screws out of here, huh? Alright, here's what else got done today. We are halfway down this eave wall, all the way into the corner, and the front boards, the rest of those are on too. I've got one more on the western wall to put up. But that marks our halfway point for having the second floor closed in. Well, there we have another halfway productive weekend. Spent yesterday working at my sister-in-law's house. She had some heating problems. Company just put a boiler in for her because I've been out and didn't have time for it. And I tell you what, they charged the hell out of her for it. Plus, they didn't even do it right. So I hate when that happens. But other than that, it's been a really, well, that was a good thing to get done. Let's just put it that way. So she had an outdoor wood boiler heat exchanger, plate heat exchanger that I put in years ago for her. And the people who put the new boiler in did not pipe that incorrectly. So she could not get any heat to her house. But that's taken care of. Today we had the full day on the building. Got quite a bit done. My legs tell me it's time to stop for the night, but that's okay. So I'll just sit up here in the rocking chair and rock the night away with you guys. So we've got one of the front doors on. We need to make one more, and that'll have a man door in it. I didn't run the camera while I wrestled that thing out there because I just didn't want the comment section blowing up on it, but we managed to get it out there, and I can tell you what, that thing is heavy. But got it stood up without incident. It's screwed into the trim right now, and that will await getting hinges when I find the hinges that I want for it, or I make them, whatever comes first. But hopefully we've got a few good days for weather coming up towards the end of this week. Hopefully I can get the rest of these eave wall done. Got to get that window in. Got to get some boards on the side down below. Boy, we have a lot left to do, but we're gaining every time we're out here, and that's all that matters. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this one. We're just going to keep plugging away. I think I've said that for hundreds of videos now, but we're going to just keep plugging away. And to all the new subscribers, thanks for joining along. And if you have not seen everything in the project, there's a lot of videos, so feel free to go and catch up. It does nothing but help this channel out. So anyway, have a good evening, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one.